Hey guys, welcome back to the One Funnel Away Challenge review series. This is days 9 through 12 from Real Review Hub. I'm Frank. This is
And I'm
Franco.
Franco.
And guys, so we have some pretty good updates here to give you. If you see here, I put this week, we kind of diagnosed this as the week of big progress because we've made a lot of progress despite being two separate states. And we're excited to kind of tell you what days 9 through 12 look like in the One Funnel Away Challenge and what we did off of that. So that's kind of what we're going to go through quickly here for you guys to keep you up to date. So let's get into it. So day 9, right, was, if you remember the last day we did day 8. If you haven't seen that, you can watch those videos, right, guys? Day 8 was about offer hacking. Day 9 was about it's called the Greatest Showman, right? So we're using the concept of Russel goes by and shows the concept of, okay, if we're trying to sell a $500 phone, right, that everybody else is trying to sell for $500, well, the max you're going to be able to get is $500, right, because it's a commoditized item, right? And he goes through the concept of how you kind of up your product creation to add a bunch of value, right? So this example he was drawing out on the board in the video is how he would go about selling you a $500 phone for 10,000 bucks, right? And it's a really good example. And essentially, he basically says, like, if I had this cell phone and I was going to include, it's a copy of my cell phone is going to have all the famous people I know, Rolodex numbers in here, that's worth X. And then he's going to add, his favorite podcasts and trainings that he's had on here, that raises the value of that phone. And all these different things you can see that he bullet points here, right, is how he would get to sell you that same $500 cell phone for $10,000, right? So then what he does is he goes into the training literally using The Greatest Showman, which is a great movie, by the way. If you haven't seen it, you should totally watch it. But if he goes on to say, if I'm going to sell you this DVD of The Greatest Showman, well, I can only get about 20 bucks, right? If I go door to door, people are going to say, well, I'll give you $20 or so for that DVD, but I can't get much more than that. But how you go about really upping your product, using product creation to up that offer. And he goes about how he would go and find, rare books that Barnum Bailey actually wrote about how you make money. And, he would include that in the offer. And then he would include interview from that author and all these different things that would jack the value of that offer up to really make it irresistible and then allow him to basically charge more than other people would, right? And then the coolest thing that they did was part of this lesson was they took actual a training PDF that they had as part of their 10X training. And it was, these 21 different ways to create products for your offer. So that was really awesome. We got that as like a bonus download. And it has all the different things that you can create in terms of, info products and different ways you can repurpose content to create a product, which is really helpful. So that was day 9, right? Probably the best training so far, I thought. This whole week was awesome training. But this was definitely probably the best up to this point. And then I'll have Franco kind of go over what we did from there.
Yeah, guys. So basically, like Frank said, he was away on business. And, part of, like we said, we were going to try to, this case study, kind of basically tell you the truth, right? What's been going on with us, our struggles, our goals and things like that. And we figured out that since there's so much work this week, we really weren't able to record every day. We've decided that. It's just because we had so much homework to do and actually start building our process. So through phone calls and text messages, we Skype back and forth. We started brainstorming all the different products offers we had and stuff. And, originally we thought we were going to do like a digital product, and we pretty much 90% sold. That's what we were going to do. And we continuously brainstormed and we put stuff on our Google Drive and, we're tweaking things and sending links to each other. And now actually we're doing something totally different. We've decided to actually sell a physical product.
Yeah, and the good thing is, so what we did is it was late at night. We actually got on and we brainstormed, just like they set it out to do, 15 different product ideas that could go around this physical product, right, to up the value versus price, right? So that was really good. I think we went to bed like, exhausted because both our regular days, then we were up late doing that. But we kind of felt like, okay, we got actual purpose and an idea that we're going to run with, which was really exhilarating because we kind of were like, are we really going to be able to figure out an idea that we can do through this process? And through the offer hacking that we did before, it allows us to like kind of narrow it down, our ideas, then finally hone in on this one. So that was really, really helpful for those of you guys that are looking to like really figure out what you want your product to be or what you want your funnel to be all about. This was really helpful for us, and I think you guys will get a lot out of that too. So then that brought us to day 10. So day 10's training was all about offer sequencing. So now we had brainstormed all these different things that we can kind of include in our product offering. Well, it was like they really train you, okay, how do you create the sequence that's going to be most successful, right? And there's a method to that. And that was really, really helpful. Essentially, it's like, you lead with your home run, sexiest product, and you go from there, right? You don't want to have your sexiest thing on page 7 of your offering or your funnel that no one's ever going to see. And so it was a lot of common sense, but it was really good the way they laid it out. And kind of Russell goes through, okay, you have this list right here of, all this different stuff you can create, written, spoken, / audio or physical, right? This could be video over here. And then another column. So we had kind of brainstormed those 15 ideas. And then it was like, how do we offer sequence our items into our offering, into our funnel, so it makes the most sense for success? So this was really helpful. And we essentially, again, we're all through text and call, but we started sequencing it out and kind of drawing it out. And just like Franco said, we kind of came up with a physical product. This is our, sexiest thing, combined with a few digital products. That's our upfront offer. And then we have an upsell, which is, again, a combination of physical and digital, right? A downsell if they don't take that, and then a continuity upsell, and then the thank you page. And we kind of feel like we got the bones of something that makes sense, right? That would be appealing to our customer, our dream customers that they kind of went over earlier in the training, and we could be successful with. Is it totally baked out? No, but it probably shouldn't be at this point. But I think we have the idea and the foundation for something we can move forward with. Considering we weren't even thinking about this product when we started this, I'm pretty happy with that. Franco, what do you think?
Oh, absolutely. I'm excited. I mean, I'm not going to lie. When the week started, I started getting overwhelmed because what they teach you is, if you don't have anything, worst comes to worst, become a ClickFunnels affiliate. And we were like, you know what, we might just do that so we can really learn this process. And because what Russell kept saying is it doesn't matter what you're selling right now. Right now, it's all about the experience and learning the process. But all of a sudden, things just started clicking. And like Frank said, with like the funnel hacking and the sequencing and all these things we started learning and the process they taught us step by step, which actually was really helpful. So I feel like if they dumped it all together, we would have felt overwhelmed and probably would have been stuck. Totally. It kind of forces the hand. That's, in my opinion, that's what I kind of felt.
Yeah, and I think, that's the reason it's a 30-day challenge, right? This stuff disappears because they want you to take action. So you have to make it chunkable enough where you can get stuff done, but then also you're trying to get people from 0 to a launchable funnel in 30 days. So there's a lot to be done. So far, I feel like we're managing pretty well. So that was day 10, offer sequencing, which is really helpful. And then from there, day 11 was all about e-covers and offer assets. And it's funny because a lot of what the training talks about is like, listen, don't spend a lot of time on logo or branding and all this stuff business school teaches you, right? Which is true. That's what they spend a lot of time talking about. But then, design doesn't sell. However, they do say when it comes to creating your digital assets or your e-covers, and it makes sense, again, it's perceived value, right? So Russell talks about how this Marketing Secrets Black Book, he got this designed and he gets about an 80-90% opt-in on this page, right? They know it's an ebook, but just having the better digital assets kind of helps him, again, capture those leads. So, we kind of talked about that, and what they asked us to do on this day was essentially find ways to, again, use the who to outsource e-covers and our assets. And that's what Franco and I did. We kind of got together during this day and we kind of said, okay, what are the products we're including in this offer, and what can we get outsourced? And we're going to use Fiverr, and we're going to outsource the digital covers there. And we kind of started that process, and we'll probably get those turned around in 2-3 days. And they go over a lot of different ways you can do it: Fiverr, Freelancer, the funnel Rolodex, using contests, right? So they lay all that stuff out for you. We've gotten stuff on fire before, so we're gonna use that method. But they always can go away over like how to like really use contests to find the best, right? And kind of Steven's training in this was really good too. So you kind of use a contest to bring in more and more talent, and then you just pay the best one. So that was cool. Anything you want to add about day 11?
Yeah. Basically, what they also, one of the stories they talked about how everything is online now, internet, and they talked about how for every dollar that's spent on the internet, that Amazon is actually taking 25% of every dollar, which was mind blowing to me. And he says, that's how people are learning now is, he also talked about real book versus a digital book, right? And it's all about the anticipation. If someone orders something off Amazon and it's a book that you can touch, they're experiencing, all right, I got my tracking number, it's coming on the truck. I'm waiting for the package, I'm physically opening it up and I can hold it, versus, an ebook where or a podcast or something like that, where it's just a digital copy of something, even though it's the same information inside, it's the perception of I'm getting more value from the book that I'm physically holding versus the ebook. And that was kind of eye-opening for me, seeing that,
Yeah, that was a good ad. I had forgotten about that, but it was a really good concept, right? They talk about the Funnel Hackers Cookbook and how you can get the free PDF, but then, just because it's a physical book, the perceived value is higher, right? Because you can hold it and touch it and it's tangible, which makes sense, right? As opposed to something that, I'm just going to download it and it goes in a folder, never going to look at it again. So just really good training there in terms of things to keep in mind as you're creating your offer and your assets, to have a mix, right? If you can, to just up the perceived value. This was also, important because it went to context of the training was all about, listen, these funnels that we're creating is really to try to get a funnel that can break even, a front end funnel, so you can essentially scale up quicker, right? So you can continuously add traffic and your average cart value, right, is up to the point where you're either break even or ahead of how much it costs to acquire a customer. Which is different than what most companies do and go in a ton of debt just to try to acquire customers and hope they can get profitable, right? And that's the reason that they can keep pumping money in to these offers, because it's, sales on the back end as well, right? So and then day 12 is today's day, and this was all about getting your content actually created. So, the last day was about creating the nice ebooks and the stuff that makes it high perceived value, the covers. And then it's about, getting the rest of this content created. And they go over ways in the training. They do a good job. Julie shows you how you can create this content yourself using free tools. And then they talk about getting it outsourced, right? If you can do that. So they lay it out for both paths, depending on how much money you have. They talk about, know what your limits are and what maybe you want to create versus get outsourced. So that's kind of where we are today. Is I think this weekend, is going to be all about getting these resources built out. So that's really what we're focusing on today, Saturday, and Sunday. Sunday's Mother's Day, so again, real world, right? But we want to have a plan and figure out how we're going to create this stuff. What part of it's going to be us creating it versus repurposing content versus buying content versus having it, ghostwriter write content. So they lay all that stuff out, and that's what we'll be doing tonight. I hope you guys liked the synopsis here. If you guys like this case study, this One Funnel Away Challenge review, please subscribe, so you can follow and get these updates. We are going to put links below to the One Funnel Away Challenge. That's an affiliate link. If you decide to use it, that's great. If you want to use it and don't give us commission, just Google it. But so far, I've been pretty pleased with it. I'm really actually kind of surprised how far we've come along from where we started. Franco, do you have any closing stuff that you want to add?
Sure. Just basically touching upon like day 12, like today's thing was about, they talked about, again, like Frank talked about before, about the who, not the how, right? And Steven briefly, when he on his coaching call, basically said, don't put roadblocks in your way, right? So just about kind of knowing your limits, and they kept emphasizing that, which really made sense to me. And quickly, Julie, showed about doing everything on Google Drive, and it's kind of something Frank and I already do.
Mhm.
But one of the things that I did notice in there, which might be helpful for some people, that she actually copied the link from the drive into her worksheet, into her sheets. That way, if multiple people are working on something, not everything might not always be saved on your computer. That way they could just click the link and get to that web page or get to wherever they're doing. And I thought that was really helpful for me. And, for those that don't remember, like I have an education background and I don't have a sales background. And this actually has been very easy to pick up for me. You know what I mean? So as long as you're doing what they tell you to do and you're listening and you're doing diligence, like you're like writing your notes and doing what you're supposed to do, like it does click. It really does. I don't feel that I can't do this at all. So if anybody that's on the fence, I can tell you, like, yes, it is work, right? It is work, and you have to find the time. And like Frank said, it's like Mother's Day weekend and we're trying to run around doing things, but if you put the time in, it's going to work,
Yeah. So, guys, we're going to continue to give you updates again as often as we can. And we're probably going to bring this out past the 30 days as well. So subscribe now and like it or comment below. So that way, as we build this out and launch it, we're going to give you that info too, which is probably what people are going to want to see, right? Like, are you being successful or did you launch crap? So we don't know, but I think we're on a good track here, and I'm excited about it. So that's it from us. Thank you for watching, and again, links below if you want to use that, and share it if you can, so other people can see it because it's a new channel, so other people can watch it. So talk to you later. Bye bye.
Take care, guys. Bye bye.